If I can convince you to watch any of my videos, this is by far the one because it is so stinking cool. I found the coolest trick for your cupcake pull apart cakes, and it doesn't take too long, and so that's the best part. And so what I do is I take some images, and no, they are not edible, but cover those bad boys with some parchment paper, and I do use a little bit of tape just to secure it to my cookie sheet. And now what you're going to do is you're going to outline those images. And so I try to be as precise as I can because I promise the more precise you are now, the easier it is for you later. And so it's definitely worth it if you need to change piping tips or anything just to make sure it's as precise as possible. But for the Stormtrooper, I used black, Darth Vader, I used white. Once they were both all outlined, I placed it in the fridge for them to set for about 10 to 15 minutes. And then I was ready to pipe in all of the offset colors. And so I did choose to pipe it because I didn't want to mess up any of my frosting underneath. But don't stress if you overlap at all because I promise it's just fine later. And so I filled it all in, and then I did put those in the fridge for another 15 minutes. And then I piped on all the rest of my frosting. And then I just used the offset and I slightly just, spread it out. Just make sure it was all nice and even. While your frosting is still soft, place your cupcakes, put them back in the fridge for about 30 minutes, flip them on your board, and then here's the reveal. Oh! And so you want to make sure that your frosting is set before you pull that parchment paper off. But you guys, look how satisfying this is. And I don't have to do a ton of work for all the touch-ups. And so what I did is I just used my piping bag and just filled in anything that was really obvious. And then you can smooth it out with your offset or any scraper that you have. And so just make sure that you do all the touch-up work because as you can see, there's a little bit, but it really wasn't anything too crazy. And then for the outline, I just wanted to kind of make it like look a little bit of a galaxy. So I wasn't too worried about it being nice and smooth. And so then you add some edible glitter for the galaxy and voila, you have an amazing pull apart cupcake. And it really is insane how easy it is to do.